Hi, welcome to You, Me and Mediumship. I'd like to start this evening really with saying a massive thank you to all of you for subscribing to the channel, for the lovely comments that you're leaving. I truly appreciate it. I really didn't expect to do 500 subscribers so quickly, to be quite honest. And it, like I've said, I think in the past, it means an awful lot to me personally, because obviously it means that you're listening, which is good, and you're watching the videos, and you've got an interest in what I say, and it's difficult. It's not easy by no means. And I think probably a lot of people who have their own channels would probably say the same thing. It's difficult to get the time to be able to sit and do videos. You've been at work all day, and there's lots of things to do, and especially this time of year, with Christmas coming up and what have you. So we're all busy, and it's difficult sometimes just to find those few minutes to sit and do a video. And like I said, it's a massive thank you to you all for subscribing. I know I'm not the biggest channel on YouTube by no means, but to hit 500 for me so quickly, it started quite slowly really. I did a few videos and didn't really put my heart into it, I guess. So I like to write more than anything, and all of a sudden, it took off. So I truly appreciate it. Thank you very, very much. I want to talk about worship. It's something that was mentioned not too long ago, about our relationship with spirit, with our guides. And I can remember talking about this a long time ago. I put a question out there to spirit and asked them the purpose, and should we worship at all, really? Should we be worshipping our gods? As you know, there's many of those, many that we've created along the way. And, should we really do daily worship, daily prayer? Prayer is important. I think one of the videos that I've done quite recently talks about the importance of that, especially in what we do as mediums. The importance of sending those positive thoughts out there. The importance of saying thank you, really, especially after we've done a demonstration or we've done a reading. It's always important to send that thought out there. And like I've said before, that's kind of my prayer, giving thanks, not only for the readings, but obviously for other things as well. So I think that's important. On the worship side of things, I can remember sitting and kind of having this conversation. I can remember writing down some notes whilst I was sat in the power one evening about worship. And it became quite apparent with the energy that I was in connection with at the time, that it was something that they didn't truly like that much, to be honest. I think because of all the confusion that we have in this world today, with all the different religions, all the different gods, all the different beliefs that we have, all the different belief systems in place, it's not only confusing many people, it's causing also a lot of heartache for people too, in different respects. Where we have wars and things that are carried out in the name of religion. And I think reading between the lines and the sense that I got from the energy was that worship, well, there's a kind of time and place for that. And the impression that I was given, that was put upon me, was rather than worship me, I'm not talking about myself, that's the last thing I want, that the energy was saying, rather than worship me, I would much rather you just walked with me, become part of me, worked with me, rather than wasting that energy worshipping. I would be far more interested, far more happier if you were simply just to walk with me, which makes a lot of sense to me. And, you know, it's important. It's okay, we can all talk the talk, I guess, but we need to walk the walk, which, you know, it's fine with all the preaching and all the different understandings, all the different religions. That's fine, stand there talking about it, but it needs to be put into practice. And that was the kind of the impression that I was given. Please don't worship me, just walk with me, which makes a lot of sense to me. So obviously I'm talking about, again, the number of gods, the number of religions. My perspective on that is obviously we have one source, one life source, one energy, one great spirit. And depending on where we are in this world, what culture we are born into, depends on what label we give that source. As I've said many times before, we are all an element of that source, no matter what our belief system. So no matter what we call our God, no matter what image we create for that God, no matter what rules we make in relationship to that religion, we are all an element of one life source. So we as human beings can just carry on writing what we write, preaching what we preach, but we will never ever be able to alter the truth in any way, shape or form. We can probably believe we can. There can't be 101 truths out there. There must be just one. And that's the whole point of our purpose, or one of the points of our purpose of being here, is to seek that truth. The truth itself is like a magnet to the soul, really. Now, the soul will seek that. The problem we have with that seeking is obviously the interference of the material world, things that are put into our minds, preached to us from an early age, and we're not allowed, in a sense, to seek our own truth, which I think is probably one of the reasons why the world is in such a mess. We need that freedom to be able to seek our own truths. And without it, that's a massive chunk of life's purpose gone. If we are not allowed to seek that truth ourselves, then that's a big chunk of purpose gone, vanished. So there becomes no purpose. And when there's no purpose, then things become a right mess, which is basically, I believe, happening at the moment. So obviously it's not all down to religion. We can't blame religion for everything. We all have our own free choice to some degree. So it's important that we keep hold of that. And it's the same, as I've said in the past, with your mediumship, for the people out there that are learning, that are sitting for spirit, and not only mediumship, but obviously a light worker. There are many different aspects of that. And it's important that we follow our own personal path into that. Mediumship especially. I've harped on about it in the past, And I will keep harping on about it, unfortunately. Don't want to put you to sleep, but it's important that you are allowed to flourish. Your soul, your own inner light is allowed to flourish in its own way. There's nothing wrong with developing mediumship in your way. And as I've said before, being someone who teaches, that word again I do not like. I'd rather call it guidance really, rather than teaching. You cannot teach that aspect of mediumship that needs to flourish in order to connect. It's not something you can actually teach. We can take you by the hand, lead you to the door, and you find the key. Another saying of mine that I've mentioned obviously more than once, but it's important that you keep that in the back of your minds. That is your dedication, your time, your intent that will enhance your mediumship. Not how many books you read, not how many certificates you've got, not how many courses you've done. It's the time you have spent in that silence. Many aspects of many religions talk of this, but it seems to get sometimes ignored, where you sit in your silence. And it's been, like I said, mentioned more than once in many religions, how important that is. And it's something we need to grasp, something we need to understand, that by being in touch with oneself, you are really grabbing at the roots of soul. You are actually, in a way, kick-starting that element of self off by you are lighting that spark by sitting in that silence. Obviously, in mediumship, we call it sitting in the power. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter what you call it. It is sitting in the silence. Sitting in the power, as you know, is different to meditation. And we are reaching out rather than inwardly. So there is that difference there, which I've obviously spoken of in the past. So yeah, really, worship side of things, energy, spirit, source would rather take us by the hand and have us walk alongside them, be part of them, simply be, rather than just sit and worship them. We have reverence, we have respect for energies, especially our guides and the source itself, the Great Spirit. We have utmost reverence. But worshipping those 24/7 will not progress the soul in any way, shape or form. Having respect and reverence and walking that path with them will do wonders for you. So there is an element of reverence there. There has to be. Of course there has to be. There has to be that respect. And every time we work with spirit, or we sit with spirit, we give that respect. They have obviously travelled a lot farther than what we have. They have the knowledge, therefore we give that respect. Do we need to worship? Well, I can simply tell you what I was told. It's more important to them that we walk with them rather than just bow down before them. So, Hope that makes sense, and I hope I haven't upset anybody. Again, I just want to say a massive thank you. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe, and I can keep going. The guidance side of things, especially for new mediums or someone who just simply has an interest and would like to know more, I have my Patreon page. I have a beginner's, I say a course, it's not a course, but there'll be different stages of helping you with your sitting in the power, helping you with whatever aspect of mediumship you use, whether you're clairaudient, clairsentient, or a mixture of a few, it doesn't really matter. But I can help you with those different elements. There will be, there is now actually a course for people that have got some experience of working with spirit, who are quite clairaudient or clairsentient. There is a tier on there for those people that have that experience. But the beginners one is very new. I've literally just added that in a few days ago. I love working with the people I'm working with now from all around the world. From Australia, America, Poland. It's absolutely fascinating. And I think for some of us, it makes us realise how lucky we are with what we do, the element of what we do, the mediumship, the churches we have, like here in the UK, where in some other countries, there are many very talented, very gifted individuals out there who have nowhere to go. So, they are very alone in what they do, which is sad, but hopefully time will change that for them. And it'd be great if time does change it. I think it will. So thank you for listening. Have a lovely evening. Pop over to Patreon, like and subscribe, and I will speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.